Hi, everyone. This is Mary Beth Hartleb, the CEO of Prism HR Consulting. I am, throughout the month of March, interviewing some really wonderful, inspiring women from across the world. And this is in celebration of Women's History Month this year. The theme for Women's History Month is providing healing and promoting hope. And it's a tribute to the ceaseless work of caregivers and frontline workers during this ongoing pandemic. It's also recognizing the thousands of ways that women of all cultures have provided both healing and hope throughout history. And today, I am pleased to introduce you to Brooke Liddell. Brooke is the owner of Harmony Healing, based here in Las Vegas, and she is a professional body worker for over 18 years. Starting her career in spa life at Canyon Ranch and Green Valley Ranch, she had the opportunity to start her mobile massage business and has never looked back. She is a partner, mom of two beautiful children, two stepdaughters, and a granddaughter. Brooke has a very simple perspective on life, and that is to meet people where they are and love them from there. She loves people and helping them explore deeper into themselves to become their highest and best self by holding space for them to release what no longer serves them on and off the table. So Brooke, I want to welcome you. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. You look beautiful as always. And you know, I've known you for a few years now. You do amazing work, and I can tell our audience it goes well beyond just a typical massage experience with Brooke. And Brooke, tell us more about your background and how you came to where you are today in your profession.
Thank you so much, Mary Beth. It's been an honor to know you the last few years as well. So I always have been fascinated with the medical field and the human body and the energy that surrounds the human body. And I was actually studying to be a respiratory therapist when I was in my early 20s, and I just decided regular traditional college was not for me. And my mom brought home a pamphlet for the School of Massage Therapy in Utah at the time where I lived. And I took a 6-week course and I just fell in love. I knew this was what I wanted to do. So I went to school for the next year, studied everything I could. I was definitely in a different place in my life back then. I didn't stick with it for a few years. I was in the corporate world. One day I realized the corporate world was not where my heart and soul were anymore. And I picked a date. I actually said, by this date, I am leaving this job. I gave them a month's notice so I could train people. From that point, I went full force into massage and I've never looked back.
That's an incredible story, and what determination. I love that. And so, tell us more about the business that you're in today. You said that you had an opportunity to start your own business, and so as a fellow entrepreneur, I can appreciate how gutsy a move that is, and a whole myriad of emotions that come with having your own business. So, tell us more. What is your business about, and what kind of services do you offer?
Great, thank you. So I was working at Green Valley Ranch. I loved it there, but I was starting to feel like the spa world was no longer for me. It's a very specific way that you work in a spa environment. You can't really be free to be yourself the way I needed to be. It was a beautiful work environment, but it wasn't for me any longer. So I had the opportunity to meet with someone who was moving, and she had already formed a business up at a residential clubhouse. And she interviewed me, said she wanted me to take over her practice and that I could build my own clientele as well. And that was about 8.5 years ago. And it's interesting because most of the clientele that I started out with her, I no longer have, but I've built my own business. I've probably worked on over 500 bodies now in the last 8 years, which has been an incredible experience because everybody is so different, which leads me into what I do. I have a flow to my massage, but depending on what my client is going through, I kind of adjust where it's needed to help support them. I consider myself more of an intuitive therapist, than like a physical sports massage therapist. I really do work on the body as well as the energetic system. I've trained in many modalities, including some energy work like Reiki. Some specialties that I offer are massage cupping, which is very physical. It leaves marks on the body, but I think what it's doing on an internal level is much more than a physical release. And I also offer craniosacral, which is another form of energy work. I do the traditional Swedish deep tissue integration or structural massage, trigger point, all of that kind of thing that people are used to receiving. But I have my own fusion of all of the different modalities that I kind of incorporate into my massage. You may also get some sound healing from me, which I think is very powerful. Um, it always is going to be a little bit different. I incorporate tools of all kinds, crystals. I do something called gua sha, again, the cupping. So just a variety of different things, and everybody's needs are different. One thing that I did put I just started a website, and one thing that I did put is that our physical tension comes from emotional trauma. So there's a lot more to it than just healing the physical body with what I do.
And that is just amazing. And I think that, intuitive healer just sums it up very nicely. And I think it's important, most people have, booked a massage or gone to a spa from time to time. And there is definitely a methodology to that. And if you've had a few massages, kind of what they're going to do next, and it's 50 minutes or whatever it is. And what I find with your treatments is that it goes well beyond. I mean, it's body, mind, soul, spirit, with your treatments. And I think no session is the same, because as we evolve and as we are experiencing different things, our body, as you said, can hold different emotions, which might show up as muscle tension or a headache or something else along those lines. And we automatically go to, oh, this is my physical body, when in fact it may be something very different than that. And I appreciate the fact that you're always introducing new therapeutic modalities. I mean, you're always learning yourself and studying, and very open to different experiences that you can bring to your clients. So I think that's wonderful. And so now that everyone listening wants to get on the massage table, how do we find you? How do we? You said you just started a website, which is fantastic, and I think you're going to be very busy. And so, what's the address for your website?
So you can reach me at ihhealing.com. That is for inharmonyhealing.com is what that IH is for.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And so just kind of, talking a little bit more, I'm always curious to find out, what or to whom do you attribute your success?
Oh, honestly, I said that because I'm like going to try not to get emotional. I'm a big crier. So honestly, my mom is the rock in my life. She's my hero, my advocate. No matter what kind of craziness I've gotten myself in life, my mom has always been there to lift me up, embrace me, and support me, and help me be a better version of myself. So I would definitely have to say my mom. And she's the one that gave me that pamphlet. I had no idea that I would go to massage therapy school.
And I love that story. And, it's one of those things that I know you and I have talked about. It's, people come into your life for a reason, right? And that's just kind of a belief system that some people have. I happen to share that with you. And it may be mom, it may be a complete stranger, but something, even in a few minutes of an interaction, could trigger something that sets you on a whole different path. And so I think it's important for, us to realize that how we communicate with others, and how being open is so important to just what we experience here in this life, and the opportunities that can just come to us. And sometimes it feels effortless, sometimes it doesn't. But I think everyone that we encounter really, contributes to the journey and the path that each of us are on. One of the things, I'm doing this obviously for Women's History Month, and the theme really resonated with me, especially this year with the providing healing, promoting hope. And, out of all the women that I'm interviewing for this project, when I thought of you, the healing came right forward to mind. And so I'm curious, how does this theme resonate with you, both in your personal and your professional life?
Um, it speaks volumes right now, especially with everything that we've gone through in the last 2 years. I mean, you don't want to bring it up, but it's coming up in everything. 2020 was really a year of revelation. It was perfect vision in a different way than we ever thought. It
Right.
threw us all into that catalyst for change. As you're talking about, sometimes that comes with one interaction from a stranger or someone that you know and love. And I think that it has really shown me how to let go of judgments of myself, of others. It kind of speaks to my bio that I said of just loving people from where they are, letting go of judgment, helping heal and provide hope for one another. And you do that by letting go of judgment and really coming out, showing up with love and compassion for everybody wherever they are. And I love that we women are doing it, in circles, in these healing spaces with your podcast, or, what we're doing right now.
Right.
It just opens it up for everybody to find their own space of healing and hope just by a conversation like this.
Yeah, and I agree. And this idea just kind of came to me. It wasn't something that, oh, I have this planned. And I just felt inspired to do it because I realized as I started thinking about who do I interview, I'm really fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of amazing women, who I think serve as an inspiration to me in my life, and I think can serve as inspiration to others. And I really felt called to do this project. And so I hope just by the conversations that we're having that, maybe it'll inspire someone else to do something that they've been either putting off or not sure of, or, to stop kind of the negative self chatter that we all have from time to time, and really just say, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to do it. And so to that end, I've lived my life as a woman feeling a deep responsibility, especially to the younger generation of women and our girls. And, I think in many ways, no matter what profession we choose, no matter what we do in our lives, we are role models in some form or fashion. And in many ways, we don't realize the impact that we have on others' lives. And so, one of the questions I have is, what's one piece of advice? And I know there's probably more than one, but if you had to choose one,
Right?
what would you like to share with our audience? And our audience is women of all ages.
Yeah. Man, that's a tough one. There's so much that just wants to come out right now for sure. As I've gone through my own journey, um, I've always been really hard on myself, like you said, the negative self-talk. And so I would really say it's finding your own worth and just how amazing you are, whether that be through, meditation or prayer, or having others help you to see that in yourself, or reading inspiring books, but really just honoring and knowing how amazing and worthy you really are.
I love that. That's great. And so Brooke, again, ihhealing.com. I highly recommend Brooke. She's an amazing friend and amazing person, and you will not regret having a session with her. I want to thank you again for your time with us today. And if you enjoyed our interview, please subscribe, follow, like, comment. We appreciate the support. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much.